We bought this piece for $1 at a yard sale, and it needs a little bit of a makeover to be functional in 2021.
A lot of people love Mid-Century. Apparently nobody that knows us. We listed it, it didn't sell, we gave it a few weeks. Now it's gonna get the paintbrush. Watch us as we transform this $1 dresser into a farmhouse cottage look. I'm taking off the hardware. Sometimes we paint the hardware, but this hardware is not staying. I'm not gonna fill the holes because the new pool will totally cover that. This is not the right tool. I'm not even sure what this is. Comment below if you know what kind of tool this is. But it's working, mostly. So the first thing I'm gonna do is give this a fresh white paint job. We're gonna be using DIY's White Swan. Covers almost anything. This is wood, but it has veneer. I'm anticipating bleed through, but we'll see what happens. Anybody else dislike brushing the inside of cabinets? I do. For the paint and products you see us use today, visit JamiRayVintage.com, your one-stop shop for all your DIY boutique painting and product needs.
Give me love, give me all your love, oh, 'cause I want you.
We are going to be painting the back of this. This is a really well-made dresser. You can tell because they've got actual wood on the back of it. So the nice thing about this is that even though it's smaller, we're gonna make it really cute and it's really solid. So this would be great in like a toddler's room because it would fit next to a short bed and it's not gonna break like the cheap junk that you can buy for a similar price. Painting the back, because who knows if this is gonna live in my shop for an extended period of time, and a lot of my smaller pieces wind up going on top of like larger pieces, and so the back might show. I'm not gonna worry about inside, but I'm just gonna paint this. And this is really messy from the original manufacturer.
You and me, yeah, that's all I need, and I'll be alright.
So I forgot to film it. I put a second coat on. It looks exactly like the first coat, only a little bit more solid. So now we're ready to distress. I'm sitting out in the front porch. The weather's nice. I've got my orbital and 220, and I'm just gonna distress this, even it out along the edges, and then we'll be ready to put some sealer on. Aside from getting a nice distress, when you sand with 220 sandpaper, it also smooths out a lot of the brush strokes.
I've got Sweet Pickins top coat. We're gonna be putting a layer of the top coat on here before we do the transfers because the DIY paint is porous, which is great because that's what makes it special. But to put a transfer on here, it's easiest if you seal it first and give it something to adhere to a little bit better. You want it to be completely dust free, and this top coat just really does the trick on that. So I'm just gonna go one coat, got it on here, now I'm smoothing it out. This top coat will kind of lay down flat if you have enough of it on your brush, and you won't see really any brush strokes, dries really nice and clear. Now, disclaimer on that, it's not completely brush stroke free. If you don't want to see any brush strokes ever, spray your sealer. We've got tons of videos on that. I'll link the playlist below. We got warmer weather right now, so it is spray season if you want to spray your paint and also spray your top coats. I don't know if you can see that on camera because this is so bright white, but you can see where it's wet going on here and know when you've got good coverage because it deepens the paint just a little bit and then it'll lighten back up when it dries out.
IOD just came out with 3 brand new transfers. They were on pre-order, but now they are ready to ship. So if you have ordered them, they're in the mail on their way to you if you order them from us. If you haven't, we're gonna drop the link below. This one is Redow 2. I'll show you all the yumminess that's on the back. It comes with 8 sheets. We're not gonna use all 8 sheets on this. And one of the things I love about transfers, especially on the flat pack, is you can get lots of different projects with them. So we're going to pick out which parts we're gonna use and then we'll save the rest for another project. We'll probably do at least 3 projects with these, maybe even more depending on the size of them. I'm gonna figure out where my big pieces are going. So we're gonna put these about here.
Do you want them to go over the drawer and come down, or?
It's gonna go over a little bit. It's already there, I'm committed.
A little bit of overhang?
Yeah, and then this.
I have a piece of tape ready for you.
This I probably should have done first.
We couldn't find our painter's style tape, so we de-stickied the Scotch tape by putting it on our pants first, and then you get a little lint on there, and then you can put it on and it won't pull your paint out.
I didn't de-sticky, so
Oh, I de-stickied mine.
Okay, so the reason why this is so easy is because we sealed it first. It just makes your life a lot easier.
Do you want to start doing placement and I will rub it on?
You can do whatever you want. We need to put some up here, so why don't you come up with something up there and I'll work on the front of the drawer, so we'll tag team.
All right.
All the IOD decor transfers come with this stick, and you just rub along the edge, and you start on one side, and you can kind of just pull the transfer up. If you pull it up and it hasn't adhered, just rub it a little bit harder, and then you can kind of ride the wave. You'll hear it like start to unstick, and it will stick to your piece. Once you've got it on, if you just take a sharp edge, run it along the crack of the piece, then you can kind of cement it or whatever, I don't know, push it on each side, and then you've got one continuous look that goes across the piece. And I might actually go ahead and put another flower over here to finish that off. I like to do it slowly and decide what I'm going to be using.
I think I'm going to use this really big one.
On the top? Perfect.
Yeah, I'm gonna put it kind of right in the corner, maybe coming over the edge a little bit.
All right.
Are they coming off really easy because I sealed it?
Oh yeah. So easy, and it looks amazing. All right. And now I have to decide what I'm going to put on this side. And I'm not going to really put anything in the middle because this is where the hardware is going to go.
This might be the fastest transfer job ever. These big flowers are really easy to use.
Right?
Super easy. All right, so the top's looking pretty good. Do you want me to put anything else up on here, like maybe up over in this corner here?
Yeah, and don't forget to put more greenery, and then maybe something really little over here, or actually opposite on this side would help balance it out.
Maybe I'll just do opposite over here in this top corner and do more greenery over there.
I like it.
All right, so I want a couple little buds coming right off of this stem here. They're gonna overlap that other piece of that transfer.
What you wanna do, I'll do anything. As long as I can be here with you.
I feel like I need another flower over right here.
No, I think that's fine.
Because it looks kind of thin.
No, it's natural. I mean, you could put one here, but I feel like it's a nice space. I actually like that, and I think if you put this here, you'll have space here with some openness, and this open space balances out that open space.
Okay. All right, I'll put the words on real quick then.
All that we have is each other now. I promise I won't leave.
Oh, it's moving.
Want me to hold it for you?
No, I think I got it. I just need to.
Do you need some tape?
Nope, I just needed to press this down.
I had the same problem. I had to match up one of my words. All right, burnish that, and then I'll seal it. We need to distress it a little bit.
It was kind of hard to see at that angle I had up top, but I rolled the flowers around, brought the stem down the front of this, and they actually rolled up underneath. I might get a picture of that later, but you get the idea. They're up underneath there.
I don't think anybody's like, woo!
Yeah, that's a really low little nightstand or end table. I'm gonna say, since it's a single, it'll probably either be used in a small room or next to a couch would be pretty good too.
This would go great next to like an antique chair that you need a side table, because antique chairs are a little bit lower, or a twin bed. This would be really great next to a twin bed. So
this is what Jami was doing while I was working on the top, and the words do really help it out. It kind of gives it a lot more interest.
I like to sometimes overlap my words on my florals, kind of grounds them so they don't look like they're floating. And then I just took this piece and I went in the crack with it, because you can't just float the transfer over the crack because there is a crack. And I was going to put 2 of these here, but I feel like that'd be too busy now that we've got these florals. So I'm actually just going to go with 1 knob right in the middle, which makes me glad that I filled those holes, because it would have been difficult to do now. So I'm glad that that's done. And then this floral just goes across the top here, wraps around the side, and we've got like a pretty good balance.
So in this pack, you have lots of options on how you want to build your floral setup. You can do all kinds of stuff with it.
Now this is a little bit tricky, because this has already...
It should have been up underneath.
Yeah, but that's all right. All right, there we go. Now it's a little bit more balanced. I'm like, but now maybe I need a stem there.
Stop it.
One of the things that I like to do, you don't have to do, is I like to distress my transfer, bring the undercolor back, and it really just melds the transfer onto the piece, makes it look less like a sticker and more like time-worn, hand-drawn art, because we know I ain't painting this. So if you like the brighter colors, leave it as is. In my case, I'm wanting to blend it a little bit, so I'm just going to sand it.
So these are so vibrant. When Jami was sanding them, if we hadn't have had this sealed, we got a little bit of pinkish and purpley colors up over here on the white paint. It wiped right off because it was sealed, but if it was still porous, it might have stayed in there in the paint.
We're just going to come over the top of the transfer and seal it over the top. So we could seal it underneath, seal over the top.
Give me love, give me all your love, give me all your love.
Now that we're done with our transfer, we still have a ton of images left, pages and pages. We might have used like 1 total page because we used a little of one, a little of another. And I feel like we're gonna get a lot more projects done. So I wanna save this. They come in these sleeves, and I'm not super organized usually, but if you don't wanna lose any little pieces, save your sleeve. You can just put it back in here. And then just kind of shake it in. Sometimes it'll still rip and it won't hold it, but if you can get it back in, ta-da! It'll hold together neatly. Throw your stick in here, and then just stick it back down.
Last little touch on this, we're changing the knob out to this pull, and you can pick these cast iron pulls up at jrvhome.com. They do come with the screws which match the color. Sometimes it's a pain to find small little black screws.
We sell our pieces at jrvhome.com. We'll include the link to this nightstand in the description box below.
My signature's different every time, depending on the angle of my hand.
It's close enough.
Oh,
we put the date. From mid-century modern to a romantic cottagecore nightstand, I think this was $1 well spent at the yard sale.
real fast, simple little project you can get done in an afternoon.
We're going to drop the link below to this nightstand at jrvhome.com, and you can get the paint products, new IOD transfers at jamirayvintage.com. Be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
I can try if you let me. Without lives, I am bleeding. Who am I without stories that aren't mine? What I did to achieve you gave me air, thought I had to. I'm untrue.